Belial. The name itself evokes a sense of unease, a whisper of temptation, a promise of power at a terrible cost. He is a figure shrouded in darkness, a master of deceit, a lord of lawlessness. Belial is not merely a demon. He is an embodiment of corruption, a personification of everything that opposes order, morality, and divine will. From the pages of the Bible to the grimoires of Renaissance occultism, Belial's influence has seeped into our collective consciousness. He is the tempter, the deceiver, the one who whispers sweet lies and promises forbidden knowledge. His goal is not merely to destroy, but to corrupt, to twist the good and pure into something wicked and profane. This is the story of Belial, the demon of lawlessness and deceit. The name Belial itself is a testament to the demon's inherent wickedness. Derived from the Hebrew Belial, it carries a weight of meaning often lost in translation. Beli meaning without and Ya'al meaning worth or use, combined to form a term that signifies utter worthlessness, a void of value or virtue. In its earliest usage, Belial wasn't a name but rather an adjective, a descriptor for individuals who embodied lawlessness, wickedness, and rebellion against divine authority. Over time, however, the term began to take on a more sinister connotation. It evolved from a simple adjective into a personified entity, a demonic figure who embodied the very essence of the word. This shift in meaning reflects a growing fascination with the nature of evil, a desire to give a name and a face to the darkness that haunted humanity. Belial's presence can be felt throughout Jewish scripture, his name echoing through the ages as a symbol of profound malevolence and corruption. His influence is intricately woven into the narratives of temptation, sin, and the eternal struggle between good and evil, casting a long shadow over the tales of the righteous and the wicked. The stormy skies and dramatic contrasts between light and shadow in these stories often symbolize the battle between divine goodness and Belial's insidious darkness. In the Old Testament, Belial is often invoked as a metaphor for wickedness and rebellion against God, representing the antithesis of divine order and morality. The phrase "sons of Belial" appears numerous times, typically referring to individuals who have strayed from the path of righteousness and embraced depravity, embodying the very essence of corruption. These individuals, often depicted with dark expressions and shadowy robes, are seen as the human agents of Belial's malevolent influence. One striking example occurs in the Book of Judges, where the Levite's concubine is brutally assaulted and murdered by a group of men described as sons of Belial, highlighting the depths of human depravity. This horrific event underscores the destructive power of Belial's influence, as these men commit acts of unspeakable violence and cruelty. Another notable mention occurs in the first book of Samuel, where the sons of Eli, the high priest, are condemned as sons of Belial for their disrespect towards God and their corrupt practices within the temple. These corrupt religious figures, dressed in ancient garb, symbolize the perversion of sacred duties and the moral decay that Belial represents. While these early references present Belial as more of a concept than a distinct entity, they lay the groundwork for his later development into a fully realized demonic figure, a symbol of ultimate evil. Over time, the concept of Belial evolves, transforming from a mere symbol of wickedness into a tangible demonic figure, an ancient evil spirit awakening to exert his influence. The seeds of his malevolence are sown throughout Jewish scripture, hinting at the powerful force of darkness he would eventually come to represent, a force that grows and festers in the shadows. As a powerful storm approaches, casting a dark shadow over the landscape, it symbolizes the rising darkness of Belial, a foreboding presence that looms large in the annals of religious history. As Jewish tradition transitioned into the nascent Christian faith, Belial underwent a significant transformation. No longer merely a personification of wickedness, he emerged as a distinct demonic entity, often depicted as a powerful adversary of God and a key figure in the cosmic struggle between good and evil. This shift is evident in the New Testament, where Belial is explicitly linked with Satan, the ultimate embodiment of evil. In his second epistle to the Corinthians, the Apostle Paul poses a rhetorical question that underscores the stark contrast between the forces of light and darkness. What harmony is there between Christ and Belial? This association with Satan solidified Belial's place as a major antagonist in the Christian worldview. Section 5, The Lord of Lies, Belial in Christian Demonology. As Christian demonology developed throughout the Middle Ages, Belial's persona became increasingly defined and elaborate, taking on new layers of meaning and influence. He evolved into a complex figure, embodying not only lawlessness, but also deceit, temptation, and the seductive allure of forbidden knowledge. His presence was often associated with the darker aspects of human nature, drawing people into his web with promises of power and hidden truths. In various grimoires and demonological texts, Belial is often depicted as a high-ranking demon, a king or prince of hell who commands legions of lesser demons. His authority in the infernal hierarchy is unquestioned, and his influence extends far and wide. One of the most influential texts to detail Belial's attributes is the Lesser Key of Solomon, a grimoire dating back to the 17th century. This text provides a detailed account of his powers, his appearance, and the rituals required to summon him. In this text, Belial is described as a powerful demon who appears as a beautiful angel seated upon a chariot of fire. His angelic visage is both captivating and deceptive, masking his true malevolent nature. He is said to speak in a pleasant voice, offering promises of wealth, power, and favor to those who worship him. His words are honeyed and persuasive, designed to ensnare the unwary and the ambitious. However, as with all demonic bargains, Belial's gifts come at a terrible price. The initial allure of his promises soon gives way to the harsh reality of his demands. Those who succumb to his temptations often find themselves trapped in a web of deceit and manipulation, their souls forever bound to his service. The chains of his influence are not easily broken, and the cost of his favor is eternal servitude and suffering. Section 6. Whispers of Temptation, Belial in Apocryphal Literature. Beyond the canonical texts of the Bible, Belial's presence looms large in various apocryphal and pseudepigraphical writings. One such text is the Book of Jubilees, a reworking of the Book of Genesis that dates back to the Second Temple period. In Jubilees, Belial is depicted as a fallen angel who, along with other rebellious angels, descended to earth and corrupted humanity, leading them astray from God's commandments. Another notable mention occurs in the Martyrdom of Isaiah, an apocryphal text that recounts the prophet Isaiah's martyrdom at the hands of King Manasseh. In this text, Belial is portrayed as the ruler of this world, the power behind the throne who manipulates human rulers to do his bidding. These apocryphal texts, while not universally accepted as scripture, provide valuable insights into the evolving perceptions of Belial and his role in the cosmic drama. Section 7. A master of manipulation, Belial in medieval demonology. As Christianity spread throughout Europe and the Middle Ages dawned, Belial's legend continued to evolve, incorporating elements of folklore, superstition, and the burgeoning field of demonology. Medieval demonologists viewed Belial as one of the most powerful and dangerous demons in hell's hierarchy. They attributed to him a wide range of powers, including the ability to control the elements, shapeshift into various forms, and manipulate the thoughts and actions of mortals. Belial was often associated with the 7 deadly sins, particularly pride, envy, and lust. His cunning and manipulative nature made him a particularly insidious adversary, as he could easily disguise his true intentions and exploit the weaknesses of even the most devout individuals. To resist Belial's temptations, individuals were urged to cultivate virtues such as humility, chastity, and self-control. Section 8. The Price of Power, Belial in Renaissance occultism and beyond. The Renaissance, with its renewed interest in classical learning and esoteric knowledge, witnessed a resurgence of interest in demonology and the occult. Grimoires, or magical textbooks containing information on summoning and controlling demons, became increasingly popular among scholars, alchemists, and practitioners of ceremonial magic. Belial, as a powerful and cunning demon, featured prominently in many of these grimoires. The Grand Grimoire, a particularly infamous text dating back to the 16th century, describes Belial as a demon who can grant wealth, power, and favor to those who summon him correctly. However, the grimoire warns that Belial's gifts come at a steep price, often requiring the summoner to renounce their faith, engage in blasphemous acts, or even sacrifice their own soul. During this period, Belial's association with lawlessness and rebellion took on new significance as Europe grappled with religious and political upheaval. Section 9. A legacy of lawlessness, Belial's enduring influence. Belial's legacy extends far beyond the ancient texts and grimoires that first chronicled his existence. His name has been whispered through the ages, a dark echo that has influenced countless generations. He has transcended his origins as a biblical figure to become an archetype of evil, a symbol of lawlessness, deceit, and the seductive allure of power. His presence is felt in the shadows of history, a constant reminder of the darker aspects of human nature. His influence can be seen in countless works of literature, art, and popular culture. From the pages of ancient manuscripts to the screens of modern cinema, Belial's image has been a source of both fascination and fear. John Milton's epic poem Paradise Lost portrays Belial as a smooth-talking demon who advocates for a passive approach to war with heaven, preferring to corrupt humanity from within rather than engage in open conflict. This portrayal highlights his cunning nature and his preference for subtle manipulation over outright confrontation. In modern times, Belial has become a popular figure in horror films, video games, and other forms of entertainment. His character has evolved, yet the core elements of his deceitful and corrupting nature remain intact. He is often depicted as a powerful demon who tempts and corrupts humanity, often serving as the primary antagonist in stories that explore themes of good versus evil. His role as a corrupter and tempter makes him a compelling and enduring figure in the narrative of human morality. Whether viewed as a literal demon or a symbolic representation of evil, Belial's legacy continues to resonate in the 21st century. His enduring influence serves as a testament to the timeless nature of his story and the universal themes of temptation and corruption that he embodies.